Hello everyone, welcome to back my channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before starting the video, please go ahead and hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. A longtime rival of John Cena was brought back tonight on WWE Raw. Triple H decided on the star as the head of creative and brought back the very well-loved star to the company. Solo Sikoa was one of the stars announced for the show tonight, as his name was drawn in the tournament to face John Cena for his last ever match. However, while his opponent's name was also drawn, it was kept a secret by Adam Pearce to give fans a surprise instead. Sikoa had to head into the match with no idea as to who it could be returning to face him. It turned out to be none other than Dolph Ziggler. Cena and Ziggler are very familiar with one another. This made for quite a hard match for Solo Sikoa, but he still had the numbers advantage with the MFTs on his side. It was not an easy match for Ziggler, with the star still getting the advantage for large parts of the show. It was the star's first match back in WWE after more than 2 years away. He almost got the win after the sweet chin music, but the Samoan spike ended his chances with him losing. Despite his WWE return, he got buried with the one Samoan spike ending his match, whereas he had hit Sikoa with multiple finishing moves. While WWE is still in the middle of the first round of the tournament to decide Cena's final opponent, it won't take very long. By the end of this week, he will be down to 8 stars who could face him in the bout, making for quite a list of who's who in the world of wrestling. With Jey Uso, LA Knight, Sheamus, and Rusev already through to the show before tonight. Now, 2 more stars have been added to that list. The coming weeks will determine who he will face in his last ever show in December. John Cena's longtime rival making a shocking return to WWE Raw would already be headline-worthy on its own. But the situation escalated dramatically when the returning star was unexpectedly buried during the last ever match tournament in what many fans are calling one of the most stunning booking choices of the year. WWE has been loading Raw with high-stakes stories and unpredictable swerve after swerve, but the fate of Cena's former enemy has become the focal point of the wrestling world overnight. According to backstage reports, the company had carefully kept the return under wraps for nearly a month, with only a few top executives even aware that the former world champion was set to re-enter the fold. The timing could not have been more perfect, as the last ever match tournament, which has delivered emotional storylines and career-defining moments over the last several weeks, appeared to be the ideal environment for dramatic surprises. No one expected that WWE would bring back one of Cena's greatest rivals only to book them in a manner that has left fans stunned, confused, and deeply divided. The moment the returning superstar's music hit, the arena exploded. Fans who had grown up watching the intense rivalry between the two legends were instantly transported back to one of the most defining eras of the PG and reality eras. Commentators wasted no time reminding the audience of the iconic battles that shaped both men's careers and built an entire generation of WWE storytelling. Yet the nostalgia quickly turned to disbelief. Despite months of speculation that the returning star would be positioned strongly, possibly even advancing deep into the tournament, the match ended in abrupt and controversial fashion. Instead of a competitive showdown befitting a former world champion, the returning rival was decisively defeated in just minutes, leading fans to immediately label the booking a burial. Sources within WWE have indicated that the decision was deliberate and not the result of injury, backstage issues, or last-minute changes. Instead, the burial may be linked to 2 major factors behind the scenes, one relating to creative direction and the other connected to John Cena himself. Over the last several months, WWE has been preparing for Cena's final stretch with the company. The 16-time world champion has repeatedly teased retirement and his desire to pass the torch in a meaningful way. The last ever match tournament was reported to be an idea pitched internally to create legitimate stakes for a group of legends, current stars, and returning names who could all benefit from meaningful story conclusions. The rival's return was expected to fuel speculation that Cena and the superstar would cross paths once more, perhaps even meeting in the finals of the tournament for one last, emotional, era-defining showdown. Instead, the burial has been interpreted as WWE closing the door on that rivalry completely. Some backstage insiders believe this may be Cena's request, as the star has been adamant about not repeating old storylines unless there is a compelling reason to do so. Another source notes that WWE's new creative vision under Triple H is focused heavily on elevating the future of the company. The superstar who defeated Cena's rival is seen as a major project and a long-term investment. As a result, the booking was reportedly designed to send a message. This tournament isn't just about nostalgia. It's about building the next generation who will carry WWE long after Cena officially steps away. Others argue that burying a returning legend in this way risks alienating longtime fans who wanted one final run from Cena's adversary. Social media erupted immediately after Raw ended, with hashtags dedicated to the return, the loss, and the controversial decision trending for hours worldwide. While some fans praised WWE for taking risks, many felt the company missed a golden opportunity to give the rival a meaningful final chapter. More interestingly, the returning superstar is said to have taken the loss professionally and without complaint. Reports claim that they were informed about the planned days in advance and were surprisingly enthusiastic about putting over a rising star in decisive fashion. The belief is that the returning rival understands that their legacy is secure and doesn't require a high-profile tournament victory to cement their place in WWE history. Still, the burial raises questions about what purpose their return ultimately served. Was it a shock and awe moment meant solely to elevate someone else? Or is WWE setting the stage for something bigger? Perhaps a redemption arc later in the year or even a surprise involvement in Cena's looming farewell storyline? One theory gaining steam is that WWE wanted to reset the rivalry dynamic entirely. By decisively removing Cena's old enemy from contention, the company may be signaling that Cena's final opponent will be someone unexpected, fresh, or symbolic of WWE's new creative direction. Names like Solo Sikoa, Braun Breaker, and Ilja Dragunov have been floated as potential successors to the Cena torch, and eliminating old rivals early helped shape the narrative toward a more modern end to Cena's legendary career. There is also speculation that the burial could be part of a storyline involving the returning rival's frustration, possibly leading to a heel turn or a more aggressive shift in character. WWE has used controversial losses before to ignite some of its most memorable character reinventions, and there is no question that fans will tune in next week to see whether Raw acknowledges the backlash. Another angle being explored is whether Cena himself will acknowledge the return in an upcoming promo. With Cena scheduled for multiple major Raw appearances as the tournament progresses, WWE may be setting up a moment where the 16-time champion stands in the ring and addresses his rival's shock defeat, adding emotional depth to the tournament and shaping his own endgame. Until then, fans are left to interpret what truly happened on Raw. A returning legend was buried in front of millions, a rising star was launched into the spotlight, and the last ever match tournament delivered yet another twist that ensures no one can predict the direction WWE is heading. Raw ended not with celebration but with questions. Did WWE waste a monumental return for shock value? Was this a respectful torch pass or an unnecessary humiliation? And most importantly, what does this mean for John Cena's final journey? Whatever the answers may be, one thing is certain: the fallout from this stunning burial will fuel WWE discussions, debates, and theories for weeks to come, proving once again that when it comes to unpredictability, drama, and emotional investment, nothing hits harder than WWE Raw. Thanks for watching this video, and please subscribe our WWE official YouTube channel for more update news.